Some of you will probably be slightly shocked by all the tricks I have listed here, but I'll leave the morality of it out of the talk. We can discuss it if we have time later.
There is a reason why over the past decade, the gaming industry has become bigger than Hollywood and the music industry combined, amassing a whopping $180 billion in 2021 alone. Now, some people think to become ultra rich, you either need talent or you're taking advantage of someone. Now, I could just tell you that the gaming industry is evil, but I could also just let you decide for yourself.
First, imagine the business model. Making games is extremely difficult because they have to be interactive. There isn't just one way to do things. Technology is always changing and you have to keep up. Scheduling is impossible, and when you finally built the game, you can't know if it's fun until you play it. And if it's not, then it's back to the drawing board for the hundreds of people working on the game. Now, not only is making games hard, but it's also expensive. But I already told you that the companies make billions of dollars. So where do the profits come from?
Short answer comes in 2 steps. Step 1, immediately you're done developing your game after several years, you fire all the people that worked on the game. Step 2, you use the same tricks as casinos to milk the gamers of their money. Unfortunately, that is just the beginning.
Allow me to explain to you just some of the strategies of mobile game monetization.
Strategy 1, monetization by 3 stages: hook, habit, and hobby stages. The hook is where you put up an icebreaker, so they offer you a deal. 50 keys for say $1. You just started playing the game, and so it would normally sound stupid. Why would I spend money on a game?
You want to give a really good deal, something that's a no-brainer. You would be crazy to turn it down as a player. The reason to give a really good deal up front is by making people spend up front, they are also emotionally committing to your game, their retention will go up.
But it's 50 keys for 99 cents. What? I could spare $1. It's an investment made by the developer. What they've done is convinced you that it's okay to spend money on games. After all, you've done it before. When a good deal comes around, you're gonna take it. For those who have been playing for a while, you don't need to sell them a hook. You sell them progress.
The habit is like the main meat of the game. This is where you sell the faster progress, as we just discussed. And the hobby is for the guys who have already maxed out. They're the guys who have all of their Clash of Clans building at the max level.
Help them get along to solidify playing the game as a habit. The goal? Turn it into a hobby. Now for the hobbyists, you sell consumables. You want faster build times? Pay me. You want faster healing times? Pay me. You want this shiny new character? Pay me.
And that's all it is. Strategy 2, gotchas. No matter how much money you spend, you cannot directly get the card you want.
These are great for again both monetization and retention because people like the lottery part of it. You get more content because people cannot immediately progress to the stuff they want. They have to keep trying a few times. So it really takes like 5 times as long to get the collection that they need compared to just progressing and collecting soft currency and buying it straight off.
You might recognize this from casino slot machines. Instead of paying for an item, you're paying for opportunity. You spend your money and roll the dice. If you don't get the one you want, tough luck. You spend again. Hopefully this time the odds are in your favor. Roll the dice, wrong again. Let's go a 3rd time, wrong again. Strategy 3, hot state. The human brain, according to behavioral psychology, thinks in 2 ways, fast and slow.
For example, you just died in Subway Surfers. After a long game, you have less than 10 seconds to revive the game you worked so hard for, and all you have to do is pay for keys. People are much more attached to the things that they have and the things they could potentially get. Rather than lose all the work that went into getting the high score, they'd be willing to pay for revival, especially if it's only 10 seconds to do so. Do not be deceived, there are many more strategies. But think about this. Let's say at this point you don't think any of this is manipulation, and even if it is, so what? They have to get paid somehow. Making games is long, hard, and expensive. People work for years on these projects. You know what? I understand you. I really do. It makes sense. Up until you actually take a look at how the workers are treated.
We get to the conference room, everybody is standing around. We walk in and the CEO is making jokes. And then he sat down and just said, "Our journey has ended."
No matter how much they want you to believe that you're a full-time employee at a gaming company, you are very much a contractor. Let me illustrate.
May 2012. 38 Studios, a video game company owned by former Boston Red Sox pitcher Curt Schilling, had shut down. Before this time, the company had taken out about $75 million in loans, which were brokered by the governor to help create an East Coast Silicon Valley. With all that money, the company expanded. The money, however, ran dry. The company was $150 million in debt and fired about 400 employees via email without a final paycheck.
2014, Irrational Games, the creator of BioShock and its sequels, decided the studio needed to wind down.
What this meant was out of 90 employees, 75 of them would lose their jobs that day. 2019,
Activision Blizzard lays off 800 people, which is great because now your boss can go home with 30 million because the profit goals can now be met.
Now for those that get to keep their job, they have to endure a workplace that is a breeding ground for sexual harassment and discrimination. There is a frat boy culture that comes with Activision and the gaming industry at large, and it's accompanied by what is safe to call worker exploitation.
The infamous crunch time, basically a staple in the gaming industry. In order to meet tight deadlines, game devs often work many hours of unpaid overtime for weeks on end.
And the companies have the perfect formula to keep this going. You see, with the amount of layoffs that happen in the industry, all you need to do is retain the people that are always on crunch time. Heck, even promote them. By the time the rest of them see that the only people left are the people willing to put in the extra hours, everyone falls into place. And even if they don't, being a game developer is a dream job for so many people. People that may have been doing it for free their entire lives. It would be an honor for them to suddenly get paid to do their dream job, no matter what it is. Think about it. All these people want to work for you. They don't have any leverage. You call the shots. And so the toxic cycle continues.
Hire, overwork, fire. Hire, overwork, fire. Just as you please.
Just as you please.